the brotherhood, playing for the guy next to you, playing for the team.
What's up, Buckeye Nation? You're tuned in to the Buckeye Cast.
Buckeye Cast.
Tradition of Ohio State, we take that serious.
These fellas were born and bred in the Buckeye State.
Buckeye Cast.
The people of Ohio, we work every day to make them proud.
Visit us at thebuckeyecast.com and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the Buckeye Cast.
Buckeye Cast.
Now here's your host, Joe Warwick.
I'm proud to be part of this group. Go Bucks!
What is up? We are back. Back and better than ever, of course. Duh. We got to talk about this Big Ten championship game and also this horseshit college football playoff ranking. Somehow we win and drop a spot.
Did we? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, the final rankings, we came out number 2. That's why we're playing Clemson.
Are you shitting me?
No.
Perfect. It's exactly what I wanted.
Was it? Doesn't sound like
yeah,
it.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Okay. So, yeah, we got Clemson in the desert.
Good.
But, yeah, we'll get into that because I got an issue with this fucking playoff committee. They got to take a sledgehammer to this thing. These guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. The rules change week to week.
I agree with that, too.
Season to season. You know, it's just a matter of who they want in their top 4, and they'll make a case for it, you know. So, yeah, we got to get into this Big Ten championship game. Started off a little rough. Buckeyes go down 21-7 at the half. Obviously, Fields was way more injured than they wanted to let on. They didn't want to run him at all, which they admitted to after the game. And he looked like he couldn't move with that big-ass knee brace on. Shawn, where'd you watch the game at?
Frankly, I started watching it at home, and then I watched it at a soccer arena while I was watching my daughter play, and then I finished it at home. But following it either through my phone or on screen and whatnot, I had a lot of buddies, you know, chiming in, calling me, oh, fuck, what's going on, this and that. I was frankly never worried. Not even a skosh. And maybe that's because I already felt that Ohio State had a playoff spot locked up. I probably would have felt a little more interested had we not. Now, when it looked like it's like, oh my God, they're going to blow us out. The only thing that could keep us out of the playoffs is if we got blown out. You know, a la Wisconsin 2015 or 2014. 59-0. That might be enough to let somebody say, I don't know if we want these guys. Mm-hmm. But to me, it was a little bit of the kind of same old in some of these recent games, frankly, where Justin Fields comes out and maybe I don't want to put it on him, maybe on the whole offense, that they're just a little bit coming out. I mean, if you look at Justin Fields' first half completion percentage and stuff, it's not good.
No. Yeah, he's been starting games really slowly and
real slow.
Very inaccurate. Turnovers, you know, silly shit, like basic stuff.
I couldn't agree more. And, you know, the play calling I thought was a bit vanilla. Outside of the fake punt, that was
balls. Yeah, it didn't amount to points. It should have, but it at least got them out of a field position issue. So that was.
Thing is, that's a fucking do or die, man. You don't get that there. You've almost just handed the game to them. I mean, that was balls on balls.
I love balls on balls. But yeah, and the actual throw was behind Farrell. That easily could have been picked, or at least batted down. That was a ballsy play, and it's something we haven't seen from Ohio State in, shit, I don't know. Seems like 10 years since we've seen a fake punt.
I know. Because there's never a good time for Ohio State. I feel like Michigan State has a lot of opportunities, little underdog, we're struggling. Mm-hmm. Ohio State, I feel, doesn't have great opportunities for fake punts. And frankly, I don't think that was a great opportunity for a fake punt. I would have punted the shit out of that ball. Get that ball out up here.
Right. Yeah, that was gutsy. Kind of gave the team a spark, though, I think.
Oh, I 100%. 100%. I mean, I think we were texting during the game, and I was with you and Jeff, and I said, well, let's see how, it was looking pretty bad. I was like, well, let's see how this drive goes. And we went 3 and boom. I thought it was 3 and out, and then we punted. I'm like, we're kind of fucked. I thought we were going to be fucked if we punted there. And you know what? Maybe Ryan Day did too and said, you know what? We're not punting here. And pulled that gem out of the bag.
Mm-hmm.
That was huge.
Yeah, that was huge. So yeah, what was that?
But if it doesn't work, they fuck up one thing on that, and there's a lot of moving parts on the play like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what happens to that game if we fuck that up?
Yeah, that was at our own 26-yard line.
Yeah, let them have a changeover on downs at 1st and 10 from the 20.
Yeah, after they had just scored a touchdown on the previous drive, and we would have gone down 21-0. Yeah, we did not have a good first half. 1 touchdown. I was frustrated by it. The defense was allowing these gash plays. The big hitters by Taylor. He had a 45-yarder on the first drive.
Taylor had a day. I'm over here in Japan for all our Buckeye fans here, coming at you from the House of the Rising Sun. Came over here with 2 guys from Milwaukee, some Harley Davidson boys, and they don't love me right now. I'm hoping they still buy my shit.
Cone had a day too. Honestly, he threw for 230. I mean, they basically came out and did what we said they wouldn't do, and that's throw the ball over the field.
Well, you know what? During that game, I wanted to come back and bag in and get into your ass a little bit on Cone. Yeah. When earlier in the season, the first time playing, you're like, "Fucking, I ain't afraid of this Cone." I think Cone is a fucking stud. I think Cone plays his ass off. I think he throws a good ball. Obviously, he's got a great running game to back that up, which helps. But I mean, outside of Justin Fields, who's a better quarterback in the Big Ten than Cone?
Well, I would say that they've kind of taken the training wheels off of him too, where they're letting him throw the ball around a lot more in the last couple of weeks. They're letting him run with it more. He had that big touchdown run. He scored 2 rushing touchdowns. He had that long one though that set up. I think it was it the second touchdown. Anyway. So, yeah, I think they're letting him do more, especially with his arm. I think it's just because in this game especially they had to. They couldn't rely on Taylor in the running game.
They did. I mean, I thought they had a great game plan. They're like, hey, look, Ohio State's got us fucking beat. We need to pull out all the stops.
Yeah, and score points.
We need to throw the kitchen sink at them.
Yeah.
Whatever we can do it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was a tale of 2 halves there. I mean, they lit it up in the stat sheet and the scoreboard in the first half, but then second half, I think we allowed 23 yards total offense in the second half. And
yeah, I was.
We went on a 27-point run.
Frankly, I felt that coming on. I don't know. Maybe I'm just lackadaisical in the first quarter or first half, where as long as you're not totally blowing us out, I don't feel like you got the dudes that you're going to be able to hang with us.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's exactly what showed.
Yeah. I agree. We always say, the talent gap is wide, in just about every game we played this year. And, yeah, if Ohio State doesn't shoot itself in the foot with turnovers, dumb penalties, defense giving up gash plays, then, yeah, we're fine. I agree. We typically take the teams into deep waters, and they just don't have the dudes. So that's basically what happened. We go on a 27-0 run in the second half, man. That's decent.
That's a beatdown. I had buddies calling me and asking, hey, I've got, all right, Ohio State's down. I'm taking Ohio State, minus or plus 11.5 in the second quarter. They just got to win this game. I'm like, dude, that's free money, man. It's free money.
Yeah.
Bet on the Buckeyes. I mean, if you'd have bet on the Buckeyes $1 million all year, you'd have a lot of millions. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But Buckeyes do not cover. Did not have a good day.
What? They didn't cover?
Yeah, it was 16.5. They
should. Really?
Yeah, one of those field goal drives should have been a touchdown drive.
See, I didn't know what the spread was on the game at kickoff. I had someone else tell me it was like 9.
I don't think so. I never saw that. I looked at the spread like 2 hours before the game time, and it was still.
Oh, I know you did. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I had Buckeyes first half, over 28 or something like that. And then I had them with the spread, and then it was just a mess. Check out these numbers, though. After halftime, Jack Cohn, 31 yards, 4 of 8. Defense was in there, not really getting sacks necessarily, but around the quarterback and affecting him. Second half yardage, Buckeyes put up 256, and Wisconsin 23. And, of course, I mentioned the 27-point run we went on.
Well, if I may, you know what? I hear it at the Michigan game. I hear it at this game. Like Chase Young is showing up on the stat sheet. Chase Young had a bunch of tackles. Chase Young was disruptive as fuck in both those games and makes you account for him.
Right.
And, to say that guy wasn't productive, to me, just blows my mind.
Here,
no one's more productive than him.
I'm going to send you a photo right now. You got to see this. There's two O-linemen and a fullback on Chase Young.
Sounds about right.
Seriously, a guard, a tackle, and that gross check, the fullback running back guy.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, so that's funny. So yeah, Dobbins, a little slow going in the first half, but on 33 carries, put up 172 yards, 1 touchdown, and Fields lighting it up through the air. KJ came up big in this game. Also broke.
KJ was boss in this game.
He was. He broke David Boston's record, and Olave came up big. So, all in all,
Olave gimped off there on that one play, and I was worried. And to me, I was wondering in the back of my head as the game progressed, because after Olave took that shot to the thigh or whatever, where he was kind of limping off, he came back in, obviously, but KJ fucking took it over at that point. And I'm wondering if Fields was like, oh my gosh, my guy's down, Olave, right?
Yeah.
And he went back to the fail-safe, KJ.
Yep.
And to me, you maybe should have went to him earlier in all season. KJ's just a freaking beast.
Yeah, he led the team in receptions. Got to give Ruckert some props though on that opening touchdown of the second half.
That was sweet.
That was a fucking catch, dude. That kind of ignited the second half, and the Buckeyes didn't look back from there. Ben Vick showed up. He had that big 3rd and long, was it 3rd and 16, 3rd and 18, where he came up.
You know what? I only heard that one. I actually haven't been back because I had to travel here. I heard it on the radio, and they couldn't go on and on about it enough.
Yeah.
But I have not seen that play. They're like, he basically willed that to happen. He busted 2 dudes and said, I'm making this happen.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen the physical play with my eyes, but I heard everybody raving about it.
Yeah, it was an impossible conversion. 3rd and 18, you're like, oh, fuck, let's get half of it back or something, Give me 10 yards at least. But, yeah, it was like that Penn State game last year where
I know.
He makes
it. When Ben came up with that shot?
Yeah. Where is this throughout the season?
I know. The thing with me with Ben is he's probably the best talent in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he mails it in half the time.
Yeah.
Ben, don't get mad at me. I think you're like fucking Randy Moss.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like early Randy Moss would mail it in a little bit too. Till Chris Carter got his fucking head straight. Yeah. I feel Ben Vick is Randy Moss.
He has the same tools.
He's got more ability than just about anybody. Mm-hmm. But the mental game and do I want to go this hard every single play?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he blocks downfield when he doesn't have the ball, but it's just making consistent plays. When your number's called, you'll see him.
I just feel like there's like the last 2 or 3 games. There's been balls to Vic where he didn't do his all to come back and go up and get it. Maybe they weren't great balls or whatever, but it's like, hey, if I have to struggle for it, as long as they're not catching it, I'm good.
Yeah, definitely. I think we saw that in the last couple of weeks where, he'll miss the routine catch, but then make this extraordinary play, to convert a 3rd and 18. It's like, dude, can we just have a little bit more consistency, make that 5-yard out, make that catch. Mac had a big catch. Like I said, KJ led the team. We had 2 touchdowns. Olave with 5 catches. Wilson kind of quietly had 2. And, of course, Luke Farrell had the 4th down fake punt conversion. On defensive side of the ball, Arnett was all over the place. He led the team in tackles.
Yeah, well, one other thing that I did not get to watch live, and I'm in the car driving back from soccer, and something happened, and Arnett, and then at least the way they were describing it on the radio, Arnett totally boned and fucking got a personal foul that he shouldn't have got, which has always been my MO, and I love the way Arnett plays, but people get into his fucking head and get him out of his shit.
Yeah.
And he makes dumb fucking mistakes.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't see that play either, but the way they were talking about on the radio was like, what are you doing, idiot?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was on a 3rd down that gave him a first. Yeah. I don't know what the foul was. It was a personal foul, but it must have been something he said because I didn't see anything on the tape. But
there's not physical?
Not that I saw. No, it wasn't a face mask or anything. But did have a couple knockdowns. Chase had a couple passes batted down late in the second half. Okuda, I don't know what the mystery was going on with him in the first half. I don't know why he was out of the game. He was just sitting on the bench like with a thumb injury or something, they said. So, but then he comes back in and plays the second half. So I'm not sure what was going on there. Might have been more of a concussion-related issue, and then they were being, a little extra cautious. And Chase had a couple QB hurries. Zach Harrison had a good game. Saw him hawking guys down from behind. Had a sack.
Saw him in the rushman tackle at the D tackle spot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, he's come a long way quickly this season.
And Tyreek Smith.
Yep. Still waiting for him to kind of bust out. Maybe next year after Chase is gone, Tyreek will be that guy that gets to line up wherever he wants and kind of take over the game.
Well, it's going to be a lot of them. I mean, is it going to be Tyreek? Is it going to be Coop? Is it going to be Harrison? Is it going to be the new kid?
Oh, you're talking about the 2021 kid?
Oh, is he 2021?
Jack Sawyer.
Oh, Sawyer. But, and Friday and Baptiste, I feel good about that room still. Real good about it.
Yeah, that Cephas guy for Wisconsin had a big day. 7 catches for 122.
He's a stud. I mean, he's a Sunday player. I like that kid. I mean, You know what? I can hate all the Michigan guys. I mean, I recognize some talent with Nico Collins and DPJ, whatever the fuck his name is, but I don't like them. But you know, I kind of like Cephas. I like the running back. I like those Wisconsin boys. They play good football. They play hard, and that Cephas he's a stud. He's going to get his. If that quarterback has any time, and you know what, they had a great game plan. They were throwing quick slants to Cephas, and trying to let their best player make plays.
Yeah, like we said, all these yards were put up in the first half. So, second half, there really was not any production out of their offense. We came out and shut them down. Buckeyes get their third Big Ten title in a row. Never been done before. And,
no?
No? Yep.
Never been done, or never been done in the championship era. I mean, like in the 70s, did Ohio State or Michigan win 3 in a row? Ever?
No.
Really?
Yeah. Back to back to back.
That's legit.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to cover on the game?
No, other than the final play of the game where Proctor fucking laid the wood.
Oh, my God. It's a good thing somebody helped him up, because I don't think he was getting up on his own.
And you saw him even after the game when everyone's running across the field.
Yeah.
People were going to him like, dude, are you all right? You just got fucking smoked.
Yeah. Yeah, that was illegal. That was assault. But yeah, seen that hit from a few different camera angles. It's even more impressive. A couple things after the game that came to light. Justin Fields said he was 85 or 90% going into the game. Obviously, he plans to be 100% for the playoff. Hopefully, I mean, you can't have him out there running with that big-ass brace on. He's going to have to loosen things up. And his feet are going to be key going against Clemson. So, Ryan Day said the Buckeyes are okay health-wise. Need some time to kind of rehab and get re-energized. They've had
what do you got? I mean, basically, you're looking at 3 bye weeks in a row for everybody to get healthy. If they can't get healthy in 3 weeks, then they're not just dinged up; they're fucking hurt.
Right.
They're injured.
Yeah, well, they had 3 hard games in a row, man, to end the season.
Oh, yeah.
Was that 3 top 10, top 15 teams, maybe?
2 to go.
Yeah. So, another note, Brendan White didn't travel with the team to Indy. So, I think he's probably a transfer candidate.
Isn't that wild? Like, he was he's going to be our new bullet position guy. He's the guy. Brendan White, he showed up so strong, and now he didn't play at all this year, essentially, and he's gone.
Yeah, he was MVP of the Rose Bowl last year, less than a year ago.
And he didn't play this year.
No, he could have redshirted. I think he played in less than 4 games.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, especially his dad being a legacy, and his dad's battling ALS and stuff from his time playing the game. So, unfortunate, but I imagine he'll probably go to a smaller school where he can play soon. Probably local, at least in Ohio. I would imagine he's not going to go too far out of state or anything like that. You want to talk about the CFP top 4?
Well, I'm over here in the land of the rising sun. I don't even know what the CFP top 4 is. Why don't you lay it out for me?
Okay. Daniel-san, this is the final ranking. LSU number 1. They move up a spot.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Ohio State drops to 2. They move down a spot. And Clemson hung at 3. And Oklahoma moved up 2 spots to the 4 hole. Georgia dropped after losing to LSU. Somehow they only dropped to number 5. Somebody needs to explain that to me. With 2 losses, one of them being to South Carolina.
Georgia's at 5?
Yeah.
They played in the SEC, but still, I mean, Bama don't love that.
No. Bama ended up at 13.
What?
Yeah. Explain that. Georgia's at 5. Bama's at 13. And I would take Bama right now. You put them on a neutral field.
That's the playoff committee that put Bama at 13.
Yeah, this is the CFP final rankings.
There are only 6 teams in the country that have a chance of beating fucking Alabama.
Right. It's not Georgia.
Yeah.
And that's even with their backup quarterback in. I'll take Bama in that game.
Let me give you my dream fucking scenario right now, and that stuff may have come out too. I don't know when it does. I want Bama, Michigan in a bowl game, and I want Bama to fucking drub them.
Yeah, your wish has come true, actually.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, the bowl games are announced?
Yeah, Citrus Bowl.
Oh, baby!
Michigan finished 14, so they put 13 and 14 together in the rankings.
We're down there in Orlando?
Citrus Bowl, yeah.
Booyah!
That's going to be ugly. God.
Oh, that should be ugly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, other games, you got Wisconsin going to the Rose Bowl, so that's a feather in their cap. They get smoked in the...
Utah or Oregon?
Oregon. Who else here? Oh, Penn State.
I think Whiskey wins that game.
They could. That's going to be a tight one. I haven't seen the spread for that one yet. I'll have to do some digging. But Cotton Bowl is Penn State versus Memphis. I'm not sure
how they
match those two teams up. Penn State's number 10. Memphis is 17.
Because they're the biggest non-Power 5, so the biggest non-Power 5 gets a big bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how they leapfrog people.
But Memphis? Why is Memphis going there?
Because they just beat Cincy in the championship.
Right.
If Cincy would have won, it would have been Cincy versus Penn State.
Fucking...
Yeah, because they're the highest of the non-5 conferences.
Power 5.
So everybody gets they get some big dick, but you know what? UCF and those non-Power 5s in the past have kind of showed up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could see a case where Penn State doesn't really want to be there. They had national championship hopes going into the season, and really.
Yeah, but they're young. They don't got a bunch of fucking seniors on that team. I don't think they're a pretty young team. Where I can see those guys wanting to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just some of these matchups don't make sense to me. But right now we got Clemson favored by 2.
Who's favored by 2?
Clemson.
Clemson's favored by 2?
Over us, yeah.
Against Ohio State.
Yep. It's in Phoenix.
In Arizona.
Yep. So
that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, can you give me a marker?
Sure.
I need $1,000 marker to throw on the Buckeyes.
All right.
Give me the 2.
You got it. Yeah, I'm really glad they were able to take them out of the South and take them out west. That's a huge advantage for us.
I didn't like the whole even get up in the way that everyone was fucking. You know what? I'd rather play Clemson than Oklahoma. Because you know what? Everyone after that game was talking about, Ohio State wants to be number 1 because they don't want to face Clemson. Like, Oklahoma's a bitch. Oklahoma's got a good chance of beating LSU.
Well, that spread's 12.5.
It might be 90 to 87, but
yeah,
it can fucking happen.
It's 12.5 right now. LSU's favored.
Joey B's money. I mean, gosh, love that kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's so money. I love the Buckeyes getting points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and if the playoff committee knew what the fuck they were doing, how can a higher ranked team be the underdog on an neutral field?
I know, none of this makes sense, dude. It's fucking bizarro world. They didn't drop Wisconsin or Baylor a single spot, even though both of them lost this week. Explain that. You can't.
I actually kind of can. It's because who are you going to drop behind? A bunch of other shitty teams? Now, the only one that the Bama at 13 blows my fucking mind.
Mm-hmm. Penn State, I would put them ahead of Wisconsin right now.
I wouldn't, and I kind of agreed with, I don't know if you, I definitely caught the last end of the game when Klatt and what's his face were talking about, you know, should Wisconsin be punished for this? Wisconsin lost 3 games this year. 2 of them were to Ohio State, at Ohio State and at Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, they've got 1 loss. They've got like an Ohio State loss. Who'd they lose to? Illinois?
Yeah, that was a bad loss, though, dude.
It's a terrible loss. But then you lose to the best team in college football twice.
Mm-hmm.
But you also gave the best team in college football their best 2 football games of the year. They played us tougher than anybody did all year.
Yeah.
Both times. I am with not dropping Wisconsin.
Okay.
I feel they deserve props.
Yeah. Penn State only lost to us in Minnesota. Minnesota was undefeated. Well, yeah, but undefeated going into that game. But anybody Minnesota played with a pulse fucking beat them. Which Penn State's prone to that, because Penn State's, I don't know, they got a lot of good athletes, but they don't got it all dialed in yet. So yeah, Minnesota lost to Iowa, then 2 weeks later to Wisconsin.
As we called it here on the Buckeye Cast, rewind the cast, people.
Yeah,
we know what the fuck's coming.
Exactly. Oklahoma coming in at 4 is, I guess, to be expected. They're the only other Power 5 one-loss team, so you kind of have to shove them in there.
No, it had to be. I mean, their D's not great, but to me, when everyone, and I said it, this to me is my dream setup. We avenge the Clemson fucking beatdown we took a few years ago, and then go play Joey B, ex-Buckeye, in the national championship, and smack his ass. And even if we lose, it's still Joey B, so I do have a little bit of happiness for him.
Yeah, if we lose, though, I'm not going to have any happiness for him. But, yeah, I guess eventually you got to play Clemson. It would have been nice to play them last, but, you know, we did this against Bama. We played Bama first, and they were obviously the better team. So,
right.
Yeah, the making it to the championship game is going to be kind of a letdown, you know, if anything.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you beat Clemson and get the LSU, that's going to... If it is a letdown, it ain't as big a letdown as going from Alabama to Oregon. Mm-hmm. I mean, once we beat Alabama, we knew we were going to fucking beat Oregon.
Yeah. So you got this over-under on the Oklahoma-LSU game. 75.5. Jesus. Oh, SEC defense. Ours is 63.5, so must be expecting a blowout there too, or a shootout. Let's see, Michigan's 7-point dog to Alabama right now. It's respectable. I thought it'd been double digits.
I'll lay on Bama.
Yeah. Wisconsin 2.5-point favorite over Oregon. Penn State 7-point favorites against Memphis. It's about the only games worth noting. Yeah, I just wish this goddamn playoff committee would be more consistent. Winning games shouldn't drop you a spot. Shit like that. Some teams lose and they don't drop at all. It's horse shit.
Well, and again, to me, the whole thing was going into that. Other than getting completely drubbed, and even getting completely drubbed, who the hell would you have put it for? After LSU beat Georgia, knocked them out, Utah's out, we could have got beat 40-10, and I still feel got the 4th spot.
Yeah, I think to drop us out of the top 4 would have been almost impossible when you had us at number 1 last week. You know,
I just don't see how they go. LSU's win was impressive, but playing a team twice and showing what they're made of after going down and then just fucking dominating.
Yeah, it's impossible.
I mean, I don't think I heard one pundit anywhere say that Ohio State shouldn't be number 1, and yet this playoff committee, they do. And there may have been a big show, and they probably explained it as best they fucking can. But I don't know. LSU and Ohio State both got the best bodies of work. It's and I'm not even mad about it. That's fine that LSU's won. And again, I think I said it 3 or 4 podcasts ago, or maybe just 2 ago, when Michigan fans were saying before that game, well, Ohio State wants to make sure they got the right seeding. I'm like, the fuck I do. Maybe there's other Ohio State guys that do, but not me. I want Clemson, and I want the best. I want to play the best teams. I want to beat them, and that's that.
Yeah, most likely we would have ended up having to play Clemson either way, whether we were the 1 seed or the 2 seed. We would have got them, the first game or the championship. So, they're going to smash. They would have smashed Oklahoma and probably LSU. Definitely Oklahoma. But
I don't know. Everyone, you know what? If I'm Oklahoma, Oklahoma's my dark horse.
I don't know, dude. Jalen Hurts is not a good quarterback. He makes some bad decisions, man. He lays the ball.
What's his record as a starter?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like fucking 30-2.
Well, yeah, most of that was with Alabama
and Oklahoma.
Yeah, and this year with Oklahoma, he just has the 1 loss.
He's got the legs. He's a big dude and the best thrower. He's obviously the worst thrower of the 4 teams. But the kid's got moxie.
All right. I think he turns it over way too much for an elite level quarterback to win. That somebody that's leading you into the playoffs, you can't turn it over as much as he does. And throwing the ball back across the middle, across your body, you can't do that shit. Not against good teams. You can get away with that in the Big 12. Where defense is optional. But he's done well for them. They're not on the same level as us, Clemson and LSU. I mean, I have the rankings the odds right here to win the playoffs for the championship. LSU is plus 125, Clemson plus 240, Ohio State plus 250, Oklahoma plus 1200. There's a big leap there.
Wow. Yeah, well, I mean, the thing with Oklahoma is I think Oklahoma's super scary, but for them to put up back-to-back games against top teams, and I think they're scary enough to put together a game that could scare anybody and beat anybody. But can they do it back-to-back against 2 top 4 teams? I don't know.
I know that Oklahoma hasn't seen a defense like ours. They may have seen a defense like LSU's. And they probably haven't seen a Clemson defense either.
Well, and that's the problem. And I guess that's probably why it's weighted. That LSU's problem is going to be their defense. We all know Joe Burrow's going to score. I mean...
Yeah.
But can they stop anybody?
Yeah, and I don't think you get credit for holding Georgia down to 10 points because their offense is terrible. Good God. You know, Bama put up over 500 yards on them. Ole Miss put up 37 points on them.
Who, the Fighting Lane Kiffins?
Yeah, that's so good. So perfect. Yeah, Ole Miss put up over 600 yards total offense. Yeah, LSU's going to be in for a war. Schedule-wise, going forward for us, we got, I think this Wednesday is early signing day, right? Oh, December 18th, my bad. So we should probably do a recruiting show at some point. I know we're going to have 15 guys enrolling in January for the 2020 class. So we could probably do a recruiting show next week.
I'll be back. Stateside.
Yeah. We could even do it after early signing period because there may be a few guys up in the air.
What? Any big names that we're still...
I don't know if Bijan Robinson is up in the air or not, but Texas is scrambling and doing all they can to keep the coaches that recruited him in on staff, like Tim Beck and Stan Drayton. But they're definitely shuffling the guys around.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're all... What other programs are kind of falling apart? USC's keeping their head coach, right? Did I hear that?
Yeah, their recruiting is really bad right now. They're in a bad way. Speaking of coaching changes, I just saw that Clemson's co-offensive coordinator, is his name Jeff Scott? Yeah, he's going to be the new coach here at USF over in Tampa. So I'm not sure if he's going to leave the team or finish out the playoff with them. That would be an interesting loss for Clemson.
Yeah, other than their offense hasn't looked amazing this year.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anybody really that we're in on that's going to decide this early.
You never know. I feel like we always get one guy that you didn't think, and then he fucking shows up.
Yeah. I think they would take another running back, another O-line, and another D-line. Yeah, I'm just not seeing anybody on the latest crystal ball picks, that is leaning our way. We got that Mayan Williams from Cincinnati. Yeah, this early enrollee class is going to be huge with 15 of them. I think that's the highest we've ever had.
Oh, is it going to be 15 early?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's awesome. That's so fucking huge.
Yeah.
It's like another year in the program. Anyway, what a freaking glorious year. Ryan Day's first year coaching, 13-0. We all thought it could happen, but we were, at least I was prepared for a 9-3 season, new coach, new quarterback. Hey, we're going to fuck up, make some, we're going to have a 4-pick game and a bunch of fumbles and a bunch of penalties. But Ryan Day has got this thing fucking tight.
Yeah, we kind of didn't take the time to enjoy the ride this year. It was like every week we were just kind of, white knuckling it because we're waiting for that gain where we fall off. But he kept it together, and it's been a hell of a ride. It went by so goddamn fast. So
real fast, and let Ryan Day go 15-0. First year quarterback, first year coach. Mm-hmm. Your whole defensive, outside of Larry Johnson, you change that whole thing.
Yeah.
And the guy's amazing. Like I said, I want Ryan Day, as long as this continues, and the recruiting and the playing and Ryan Day could be the coach for Ohio State for the next 25 years.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident. The big signal, I think, if we see a fall off, would be over the next couple of years in recruiting. Years 2, 3, 4. If recruiting starts to drop, out of the top 5 in the country, then I think that's where you start to see, us get into a little bit of trouble.
but I mean, with the staff he's got, unless these guys start bailing,
Right.
I don't see how that drops. I mean, especially with the receivers coming in. What we got these 4 studs coming in next year to complement Jameson and what's his name from Texas?
Garrett Wilson,
Yeah,
Olave.
and Olave's still back.
Right.
And then, follow that a year later, you got Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
Who's not going to want to come here and be an O-lineman, be a running back, be a quarterback? They put up number 1D in the country shit this year.
Yeah.
I think Ryan Day is like the smiley, nice guy, total assassin.
Mm-hmm.
And motherfucker is going to win. And that's that. He's going to be nice about it, but he is heartless, cold-blooded.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think his preparation for every game is not matched by the opponents, at least not yet. I just think he prepares better than anybody, and he doesn't go into a game nervous because all the preparation's done, you know. It's just a matter of executing and coaches coaching. Yeah, I feel pretty confident. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle this defensive side of the ball, though. Jeff Hafley's not going to be there more than another year. He's already getting mentioned for head coaching jobs, so I'm sure he'll be gone after next year. Madison, he's not long for any job. You know, he's in his 70s, I think. So he'll be gone soon. Yes, it's going to be interesting to see how who they turn to for a D coordinator. Anyway, folks, that is the show for this week. It's been a run, 13-0 Buckeyes.
13-0. Enjoy it. It's rare. It's rare.
Yeah, let's get healthy here over the next few weeks, and we'll get you geared up for the Clemson game, and we'll sprinkle in a little recruiting show before that. Shawn, thank you for staying up late.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Okay. All right, folks, have a good one, and go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
See ya.
Peace.